In a first since last year, we managed to secure some alternate supervision for our 3 kids so that we could escape for an adults-only experience during our recent trip to San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. We hired a driver and headed to Cuna de Tierra, the region's oldest winery. But that's not all we did that day, so be sure to watch to the end of this episode to see our most significant local experience to date.
Bye, gracias. So that was actually kind of hard leaving the kids. It has been a really long time since we've left them at all, really, because of the pandemic. It's been a long time since they've had a babysitter. And of course, you know, being in a foreign country, and we trust the babysitters in Inspirato. But it was harder than I expected to leave them. And I'm a nervous mama and a little bit of a crybaby.
Okay, so here we are at Cuna de Tierra, which means cradle of earth, and this is the original winery in Guanajuato. So it's 3 men who originally started this winery, and it was 2 friends and then the son of one of the friends, and they did it like in the early 90s is when they started planting the vines here, but they didn't actually start making wine until 2005, and they were making wine then with vines that were over 15 years old. And then they didn't even start commercial winemaking until 2008. Today they have 6 red wines and 1 white wine, according to their website anyway. And we're about to tour the 30-acre winery here, including the relatively new facilities that they have for the tourists and for the winemaking. And those are really cool apparently because they've won a lot of architectural awards, including some from Architectural Digest magazine. So let's take a look.
Late at night, late at night.
It looks like we have the whole place to ourselves, at least for now.
Okay, so we're already out on the tour and we're out here by the vines. Found out, number 1, it's no longer 30 acres of winery or vineyards, it's now 48, so they're growing. And behind me here is actually like a lot of table grapes that they have, and actually on the other side here they actually have olive trees also. But the table grapes have this different pergola style of wiring that you can see so that the vines can grow up, and that gives them even more sun exposure when they're on top, and that's good because it makes the leaves of the vines process more photosynthesis, which makes the grapes even bigger, which is what you want for table grapes. And so we also learned that just because they planted the grapes in the early 90s and didn't start winemaking until 2005, it's not like they were waiting for the vines to mature. They were actually running a business at that time where those grapes would be used as table grapes that they would sell. They would also sell those grapes to other wineries like up in the Ensenada region of Mexico, and they would make wine with them. They just didn't start doing their own winemaking here other than on an experimental level until later into the 2000s.
So they call this the tower. We are going to go up there. It's really an observation deck. They also have a chapel, but it's closed, so you won't be able to go in there. So apparently, obviously, this is a great place for proposals because it is very romantic up here. And it is kind of a small space, so really just you and your loved one down on one knee. I hope they say yes. actually where they bottle the wine. All these barrels are full of wine. They do the bottling here, and this is a tour, not a winemaking class, so I can't tell you all the steps that they need to do. And then they put them in here and they store them until they're ready to be sold and drank. Now we're gonna check out the barrel room. This is probably my favorite part of wineries, is the cellar and where they keep hundreds, sometimes thousands of barrels. Oh, the smell is incredible. Cab Franc, that's my favorite, is Cab Franc. So I see Merlot, Malbec, a Cab Franc. A couple of Syrahs, Nebbiolo, which I am not familiar with, Tempranillo, I believe this is Spanish wine, Spanish grape. Sit with me, let's have a 4-course lunch.
How many courses of wine?
7? Oh my gosh, this is my favorite of the afternoon so far. I love this one. It's like a light taste that just goes everywhere. It's like you have the flavors in the front, you have the flavors in the back, and then you have the flavors in your esophagus and in your stomach, and it tastes good. I think I should come up with my own wine tasting class where it's like only my terminology. So we loved it. It was awesome, but my biggest takeaway is this Nebbiolo.
Hi, bud. Did you behave yourself? Yeah. Totally? Totally. All right, we're gonna head just outside of town to volunteer at a local food bank. And this food bank was started up by a woman who's got a couple of other organizations too. One of them's a reforestation organization for here in Mexico, and then the other one was for
Pregnant women.
Unpartnered pregnant women who need support with, you know, the entire process. Yeah. But the food bank today is just to kind of help serve primarily people who have been affected by COVID, maybe lost jobs because of COVID. So we're gonna go down there and we're going to pack beans in bags. We're going to pack bags full of other supplies and get those ready to hand out to some of the locals who need them. It's just kind of an essentials package that they offer to the families in need.
That's right, it'll be all 5 of us. The kids are super excited to help out.
We're falling out, we have reached disaster. Don't know where we're gonna be after. And we do it all again and again and again and again. Again and again and again and again. We're falling down, we faded. But I know that we can save it. Cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down, I know we are Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Alpha and Omega. Like the waves pull you down underwater. We're fun until we hit the bottom. And we do it all again and again and again and again. Again and again and again and again. We're falling down, we faded. I know that we can save it. Cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down, I know we are Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Alpha and Omega.
This is how you know I put really hard work in this whole thing.
I know we can save it. Cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down, yeah, we can work it out.
We're the Lockwoods, a family of 5 with 5 careers, 3 schools, and infinite passion for adventure.
So we redesigned our business and studies around a lifestyle of freedom and world travel.
Join us on our journey.